the A to Z of mental health when you're diagnosed with cancer. Big thank you to Elliot for explaining to us the difference between grief and depression, and a very clear list of when to ask for help. Please don't be shy.
So it starts with healthy processing. And of course, it can happen. For example, if you have a lot of risk factors, but also protective factors, and you do experience late effects, but still there's so much healthy processing. So this really, all the correlations can be really complex. You can read there that mental health is a basic human right. You can read there that mental health should enable people to cope with all the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well, work well, and contribute to their community, and that it is an integral component of health.
And this is also my take-home message for you, that every emotion has its justification and function and is allowed to be felt and expressed.
So that when the person comes to that point that they might want to consider the idea of asking for professional help, they know that they will not be ridiculed, they will not be told, well, I told you so, finally. Now you listen. So there should be a lot of love and support and trust.
Sometimes if grief is really there for a very long time, you can see that we speak of a prolonged grief disorder, which is also a category in the DSM manual, which is, well, they sometimes say the Bible for psychologists and psychiatrists. But you can also go from grief to depression. So it's always difficult to really know the difference. That's also the case if you have been struggling with sleep problems for a long time, if you feel extremely tired and you don't know the reason, and also if you feel like if I start talking about my experiences or about what thoughts I have, I will start crying and I will never stop.
So we want to look into what is healthy coping or processing of emotions. When our strategy is not so healthy anymore. Then also what are normal emotional reactions that still need to be attended and taken care of and supported. And also how can our environment deal with it, our friends, our families, our teachers, whatever educational or professional environment we live in.
Support groups can also be a very helpful way to deal with feelings of grief or depression. Bibliotherapy is a very nice word to say that reading books about other people who experience cancer can also be helpful, because sometimes you will recognize certain aspects and sometimes you will think, I didn't have this, so maybe I'm a little bit more lucky than I realized.
So for example, if we speak to our friend and our friend is not understanding us, this may lead to our isolation or to our social anxiety or difficulties to maintain a relationship and so on. So poor communication can really affect mental health, and this can be done by everybody that I mentioned before. So basically what we do not want to listen is something that make more damage. So cancer, it's hard enough. So please do not say anything that cause more damage.
Even when we support one another, we should be remembering some of these points that you have shared, Oriana. Maybe just to remind everyone that there's a Discord community. You can find it on beatcancer.eu. We're going to go straight to a conversation now.
I think it's everyday's life and being aware of the processes that are going on in everyday's life and between the people that you meet and the things you're thinking.
You feel actually like a rock. You want to be a rock because there's only one thing you want, is to support your child.
If out there you are not connected to any peer community, but you would like to then do reach out. So I think what we experience here, in our network is that, having the opportunity to speak with people who have experienced similar things can really, really help.
See you at the next webinar. See you on Discord. See you on the project website. Let's keep supporting each other.